Hello, my name is Wayne. I'm 70 years old in July, God willing.
Wayne, what makes you smile?
Being around young people, actually. Fresh thinking, and it's positive thinking by and large, and I just enjoy being with younger people.
What's the craziest thing you've ever seen in your life?
I do have an unusual thing that happened to my wife and I. We were in Sedona, Arizona about 10 years ago. We were doing a lot of hiking and what have you, and we had about a 7 o'clock in the evening flight, so we had time for one more hike. So I found one in his book, and we went to a place called Dome Mountain. So we trekked about 1.5 miles up the hill, got to the top of the hill, walked around, saw a beautiful, beautiful vista, beautiful view of the area, and couldn't find our way down. There was a little crevice that you had to crawl through to get back down the mountain. You could see the parking lot below, but we could not find the crevice. We were up there for about an hour before somebody else climbed up the mountain and we figured out where the crevice was.
Think about the most difficult time in your life. Is there any advice you give somebody going through something similar?
Probably for me, I'd have to say my heart attack. My heart attack was probably the most difficult part of my life because I had no idea what was going on, what to expect, how to make sure I was okay going forward. And a lot of rehab that I had to do and uncertainties. And I'd say that was 2.5 years ago now.
Okay.
And I think that was probably the most difficult.
Tell us about the event itself. Did it just happen out of nowhere?
Yeah, I'm a very healthy person. I played racquetball 3-4 times a week with folks your age. No medical problems, no family history, no alcohol, no smoking, nothing. And I was playing cards with a bunch of guys at Friday night about 11 o'clock at night. I started feeling kind of crummy. And so I told them I had to leave, drove myself home. By the way, my wife is a nurse.
Oh.
I didn't tell her till 6 hours later. I woke her up. I said, I think we're going to the hospital. That was kind of the experience. I got there. I drove myself to the hospital like a crazy man. It was disbelief. It was denial and stupidity for waiting so long, quite honestly. They fixed me up. And I guess the real surprise was they told me it was actually my second heart attack. When did I have the first one? You've got to be kidding me.
And you don't have no idea when that was?
No.
So what advice would you give someone based on your experience in that event?
First of all, get to a doctor faster. But once you've gone through that, do the best you can to maintain a positive, healthy attitude. Do what the doctors tell you. Do whatever rehab they assign to you, and take it really, really seriously. If they say change your diet, change your diet. If they say get different type of exercise, do it. The biggest thing with me is I had a good support group of family and friends, and I was serious about the rehab, and I think it's paid great dividends for me. I have a neighbor up the street who I don't know very well. We talked to him, an older gentleman, and about the second day in the hospital, he knocked on the door and said hello, and I recognized my daughter had no idea who he was, but he asked if it was okay if he came in and said hello. I said, sure. I said, would you mind if I said a prayer with you? And I was going through some scary stuff because they were talking about doing some kind of a surgery, and my oxygen level was not good. They were talking about having to put me on more oxygen. So I said, it can't hurt, So he held my hand and said something from the heart. And within 20 minutes, the doctor came back in and said, we're not going to do that surgery. And within an hour, I was breathing properly.
Oh, wow.
So, you can't explain stuff like that.
What can we do to reduce hatred and prejudice in this world?
I think, to me, I think just get to know people. Just get to know people that are diverse and come from different places, and put aside any preconceived notions that you may have had, and just talk with people and get to know them.
If you could share some words of wisdom with every young person on the planet, what might those be?
Try to do the best you can, learn as much as you can, have a little fun along the way, but take things a little bit more seriously and put down your phones.